Welcome back to the Road to Masters. We have 28 days remaining to hit Master Tier and are picking up in Gold 4. If you like this video, you can help out the channel by watching the video all the way to the end so YouTube will recommend it to other people who might like the video. And my goal is to hit 10k subs by the end of the year, and if I do that, I'll do a $50 RP giveaway. So hop on board the hype train if you haven't already. I kept my camera hovering mid lane because I knew this would be a volatile matchup between Viego and Irelia, because they're both strong skirmish melee champs.
Retreat.
I pinged to let Viego know that I'm nearby so he can play aggressively and bait them into a favorable 2v2. Diana dashes in and we focus her down. And I could have followed with my Q sooner or dropped a brush earlier to empower more auto attacks, and I might have been able to save flash, but it does work out. So we start the snowball mid and I'm able to double scuttle and build a lead in jungle as well. Bot lane is slowly pushing towards us, and I ping that I'm on my way so my bot lane knows to hold the wave and not let it crash. They start the fight, which gives me time to blast cone and get in there.
Yeah, boy.
And I actually misused my shield by putting it on Pyke instead of Daisy. Then I missed the CC on Ashe because I'm not patient enough, and also because I misused my Q and my E. So the execution is flawed and we miss out on a double kill, but the decision was correct and we end up securing Drake after it with the rest of the duration on Daisy. I team up with Pyke on a mid gank, which is matched by Diana, and we eventually chase her down and then look for a dive top, knowing that it won't be countered. Again, the execution is fairly sloppy. We mess up the first attempt and have to re-dive, but fortunately, the kill on Diana and seeing everyone else on the map gave us enough of a window to make it happen. After this, Pyke pings me to take Herald, but I ping him off, and here's some of the reasons why I didn't want to do that. Viego's in base, and Yasuo has the wave into turret, so he can rotate freely. And Nasus likely wants to reset after that wave, so pulling him over would mess up his tempo in lane. Also, Diana, Irelia, and Yasuo are all on the map, and Yas can roam freely while Viego is still walking from base. And also, we just use our ultimates for the top dive, so we would be fighting with that disadvantage as well. Possibly the most important reason is that all my camps are up right now. So investing time into Herald would really hurt my efficiency and give Diana the opportunity to take my whole bot side and get back into the game. Also, we're only 9 minutes into the game, so there's still time to take Herald before plates fall in the future. So with all these factors in mind, skipping over Herald here is probably the best play. Pyke roams while center resets, so we pick up a kill on Yasuo when he mispositions. And this kill actually only works because of Yasuo syndrome. He knows I'm in the area, he just saw me, and we just got his flash, but he tries to fight Viego anyway. But after the fight, I actually make a mistake here by pushing the wave in. Viego's already behind a level, and splitting XP 3 ways here in lane will just make that even worse. And he's able to crash the wave on his own, he doesn't need us. Rotating straight over to Herald would have been a decent option, as I would have help in mid lane, and also I can use Daisy to tank. But I think the best play would have been to go into my bot side. Those camps have been up for a long time, so I'm losing a lot of efficiency by not clearing them. And I'd also like to path towards Senna, as she has the wave pushing towards her, which should open up a gank opportunity on Ashe Lulu soon. Either way, shoving mid and leeching XP is a pretty big misplay. After a successful skirmish mid, I counter jungle while shadowing Nasus on top turret, but this turns into an overstay. The rest of my team is on the bottom half of the map, and nobody on the enemy team is on vision. I'm sitting on 3k gold, and there's an opportunity for the enemy to get a free 5v2, and this is a pretty huge int. Once our siege opportunity ends mid, we pick up the objectives on the map, which are pretty free because of how far ahead we are. And with a couple quick picks in the jungle, we siege with Herald and close out the game after one last skirmish in their base. It's some decent macro to close out an easy 21-minute win. Echo started bot side, so I knew that he'd be clearing up to his blue. Camille crashed the wave, so I pulled her over to invade with me. If Echo was slow on his clear at all, we would be able to catch him clearing Gromp, and we collapse on him and punish him while he's trying to double camp. Echo shows bot, so I'm looking top as Vlad pushes in, and as I'm pathing up, Vlad goes in and forces out Camille's flash. Now she's too low to help me out on the gank, and the wave is way too big for us to fight in.
Stop it.
The best play here is to reset and go to my bot side camps, which are now respawning, and Camille can reset on this cannon wave and lose minimal experience. Instead, I end up baiting her into staying longer and also give away my position on the map so Echo can do whatever he wants bot side without being punished by me. The wave will slow push towards my team, so I ping that I'm on my way so they know to let Kalista push. Echo shows mid, which gives us the green light bottom, and unfortunately Thresh dies early, but we do trade back the kill on Anivia. After the initial kill, we aren't able to get Kalista, and I head back for my camps. Instead, I should have helped Twitch crash the wave so that he would be able to get a reset and come back with better items and the wave pushing towards him. Instead, he's unable to crash the wave, and Anivia returns in time to lock him in the lane. I should have finished this recall actually, knowing that my bot camps will be coming up again soon and that I have a component that I could buy in base. Instead, I stay mid and waste a bunch of time trying to force a play with Heimerdinger. Then I waste time trying to gank a Vlad, who I watched ward the river, and all the while my bot camps are all up for Echo to counter, and I'm leaving my hyper-scaling bot lane on an island against a Kalista who really needs to snowball to be effective. In doing this, I'm actually just playing into their win con. Because I split the map and didn't play around bot, Twitch dies 2 more times in the next couple minutes. Heimer is dead, a wave is crashing mid, and Camille doesn't have teleport. This is an extremely coin flip play going for a steal on a second Drake. We end up trading 3 for 2 because it goes on long enough for Camille to rotate down and pick up 2 kills, but she loses out on pressure top, where she's actually been destroying the Vlad 1v1. The play works out, kind of, but the call wasn't good. Baron is up, so we're posturing around it looking for a pick. I land a root on Ori to start things off, and we trade Thresh for her, which is pretty positive for us. Then I just enable Camille through the whole fight, with shields and mobility on my Q. And at this point, I'm just doing as much work for Camille as I can because she's clearly going to be the carry if we want to win. And after this fight, we do pick up the Baron. We ARAM instead of using Camille to generate pressure against Vlad in the side lane, and also we aren't playing around our vision, and we just go straight into their teamfight power. Our best play is to set up Camille in a side lane and take a defensive posture behind Heimer turrets in another lane. In a straight 5v5, they have way too many big teamfight tools for us to actually deal with. So we lose this fight, and shortly after, we end up losing the game. Camille died 1v1 and TP'd back in, and there's a huge wave slow pushing into her. Kindred started bot side, so there's inevitably a dive coming. I pat to bot scuttle to look for a potential dive bot, and Camille gets dove, kind of as expected. She's now 0-2 with no TP, and the wave is pushing out while she misses 2 full waves. The correct play would have been for me to hover around Krugs after Raptors to prevent the dive, and it's unlikely we would have gotten any kills unless they went for the dive anyway and botched it, but Camille would have at least gotten the XP and stayed relevant in lane. But instead, I leave her hanging out to dry, and top lane is completely over at 3.5 minutes. After missing the play top, I look for something to do across the map to respond, and I recognize that bot lane is pushing out, so I make a gank there, knowing that Kindred can't be there to match it. Kate has 3 kills now, and we get the wave crash to set up more plays bottom, which is really good because they're our best win con right now. I path directly back down to bot lane because we set up the wave to push back and they have to overextend to stay in range. We pick up 2 more easy kills on bot lane, despite some missed skill shots. Kindred ganks bottom, which I actually didn't anticipate here, and I could have pathed in a way to prevent this from happening, but I responded with a cross-map play and secure the Herald instead. Aurelia face checks and we were able to kill her because Annie reset and they had committed 3 members to the bot play for Kate. And I should have taken a different back timer to path around my win condition bot, and unfortunately Kindred reganks Kate immediately after since the wave is pushing out. We had a cross-map response, but Kindred completely shut down our only win condition, and I really should have been playing around that rather than trying to do something topside. I learned from my mistakes and path towards bot again, and Varus ints here by stepping up and we pick him off. And then shove the wave as 3 members and drop Herald. Annie approaches us and it's pretty easy to pick her off. If anyone lands any CC, she's just dead. So with the Herald, we end up getting the entire turret and just funnel a ton of gold onto Kate, who really has to be our win con now. Varus is playing too far forward again, but this time he's actually baiting for his team. We engage on him and get the kill, but we are too split to deal with the fed Kindred. Our Kate is too far away to put down damage for the first half of the fight, and Kindred buys enough time for Aurelia to TP in and join the fight. In the end, we trade 4 people for literally the most worthless player on the map, and at this point it feels pretty unplayable into the Fed, Aurelia, Kindred, and Yuumi. We continue getting picked apart by the Fed members on their team, and we never really get a chance to rebound from my failure to play around my win con early. So this is just a perfect example of why it is so important to continue playing towards your win con once you've identified it. Zed solo kills Aurelia for the second time in 3 minutes, and I try to help stem the bleeding by preventing him from crashing the wave so she can return to lane with items and lock him in. This is incredibly risky though, because a good Evelynn player would currently be finishing the scuttle and looking mid. It would be really easy for them to just kill me 2v1. I want to rotate over to my bot lane to prevent a gank from Eve, but she tries dueling me in the river. But because my bot lane is able to roam over first, we win the skirmish. This is about me getting lucky and Evelynn making a mistake more than it's about me making a good play. Singed picks up a kill on Trend, and I walk into river to secure vision around Rift Herald. The enemy bot lane roams up, and I get collapsed on. Aurelia and I both die, and Singed is somehow able to pick up a kill on Tristana. We should have dropped any play we were trying topside. If they commit 4 members to Rift Herald, Vayne is free farming turret plates bottom. I can just reset and walk bot to establish vision control around the upcoming Drake, and we split the map. Instead, I completely baited my solo laners into a losing play. Aurelia crashes her waves and starts to reset for Drake, which is spawning in a minute, but then she cancels it to walk up for a ward. What? I get baited into helping her, and we both end up dying, and our bot lane loses all their summoners, and the enemy team turns that into a Drake. Aurelia is 1-4 at this point, so I really should have just let her die. She didn't take a good back timing when she had the opportunity. We ideally want to push mid before Drake spawns, and we catch them while separated. Trend is chunked out and has to ult before the fight even starts, and I bait in Evelynn with my stopwatch. From there, we just follow our super fed Singed and run them down after they use their cooldowns. With 2 kills secured, it's a really easy Drake. I stay on the map for another 300 gold to complete an item, and I catch Tryndamere on Raptors, but I don't have Flash or Zhonya's, so this is a complete int. We trade 1 for 1, but I'm the jungler and Baron is up. And also, Trend is their weakest player right now. This is a really bad trade, and I don't even get the gold I need for the item, so this is an awful play. Killing Trend doesn't matter at all, and it's a big mistake for me to try and greed for a kill when all I need is to pick up a few hundred gold. Zed uses ult on Vayne, but she's able to sustain through it, so we see the engage window with Singed here. After picking up 2 kills in this team fight, we head over to pick up an easy Baron to accelerate the game. And at this point, Vayne has 3 full items and is pretty unkillable with me and Nami. We win the 50-50 smite to secure Mountain Soul, then run it down mid. All we needed was 1 missed position from Thresh to open up a skirmish and close out the game with a win. And with this win, we get into our Plat promotional series with 24 days left to hit Masters. So far, we've spent 5 days and 20 games in gold, so will I be able to get through on my first try and power through all the way to Diamond without missing a beat? Or will I fail promos and fall into a pit of despair and spend the next 3 weeks in Gold 1? Tune in next time to find out. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you next time.